Hello, everybody. We are here at Camp Tantozona following the Camp T scrimmage. My name is Justin Lesfertoso. Alongside myself is publisher Hode Rubino. And Hode, all week, we've seen this defensive unit really take advantage of ASU's offense, obviously coming into this camp. ASU's offense seemed like it had more depth, and the defense was starting to get back on its feet. But it seems like today and the days preceding that, the defense has fully gotten back on their feet, and we're starting to see the full potential of that group.
Yeah, I think that we did see a lot of back and forth practices, as head coach Kenny Dillingham described it all week. But I would say that for the majority of it, not the vast majority, but majority of it, I really think the defense did have a very good 4 days in Camp Tantozona. And yes, today was an absolute reflection of that. I mean, so many players to name that make big plays. I know I'm going to forget some of them, but linebacker Keyshawn Elliott, somebody who's been playing out of his mind, really if you go all the way back to spring practice, had 2 passes batted down. Defensive end Clayton Smith had a fumble recovery on one of the first plays of the scrimmage. Kamari Wilson at safety, an interception. Cyrus Fiasa, linebacker, an interception. Sacks, and I say sacks obviously in quotation marks because the quarterbacks were not live. But you talk about guys like Jamon Tapp and Roman Petrie at defensive end. Some pass breakups from Keith Abney, Javon Robinson, among others. So yeah, there really were plays up and down. That side of the ball, really a nice continuation of what we've seen here in Camp Tantozona. Kenny Dillingham said that obviously generating turnovers was a real sore spot for this defense. I mean, for several games in a row during the 2023 season, if you recall, this defense was playing well at times, but just not really taking the ball away. And that, for natural reasons, is a huge point of emphasis for the Sun Devils, especially in the 2024 season, where I feel that the defense is still the stronger part of this team. So to see the defense come out and to really be dominating for long stretches and getting those turnovers that the coaching staff wants them so much was very pleasing. But obviously, because it's a scrimmage, a really good day for the defense is a so-so day for the offense.
Yeah, and as we just mentioned before, coming into this camp, a lot of the talk was about the offensive personnel in the wide receiver room, the running back room, but of course the quarterback battle between Jeff Sims and Sam Levitt. Levitt had an early fumble. Sims threw 2 interceptions. Anything you saw out of the offense today?
Yeah, I think Sam Levitt, like you said, really had that slow start, but I don't think indicative of what took place later on with the 2 touchdowns that he did through. I thought he really just was able to move the ball, quite well for the offense. I think that when Jeff Sims was in that, I believe it was like a 2-minute drill, or hover mode at the end of practice. Actually, I felt like he was getting into a rhythm, but the second team really had to set up for a field goal. I think one of the biggest stories over here when it comes to the offense is quarterback Trent Bourget. I think maybe somewhat the forgotten man in where we're talking about a 2-man quarterback battle. Seems like forever, and Trent Bourget really had a very nice day with 2 touchdowns, a huge fan following over here with the placards and everything. That's cool to see for a 6-year senior. Obviously, his last ever Camp Tantozona, at least as a member of the roster. Don't be surprised he'll be on the coaching staff one day. But I think when you talk about the wide receivers or receiving tight end like Shaman Matier, wide receiver Malik McLean, we really saw a lot of great plays, touchdowns, but by those players. Today we can say, because he was here in person, Jordan Tyson did have a boot on his left leg. It looks like an ankle injury. Hard to say how long he will be out, but to see other receivers really stepping up, and to see a guy like Malik McLean, who not only arrived here in the summer, but as Kenny Dillingham stated when fall camp began, had to miss the first 3-4 practices due to personal reasons. And once he was actually practicing in fall camp, to say hit the ground running is just to say like we're enjoying some great weather right now. An absolute understatement, an absolute asset for this wide receiver room that's looking for a physical presence like Malik McLean. And this is one player that you should definitely expect big things out of the offense. I thought the running backs played really well. Obviously, Kyson Brown in the sideline behind us had a huge 38-yard reception, down the sideline. Running back room is also missing some pieces right now. Raleek Brown hasn't practiced for several days now. It doesn't appear to be anything serious. I would expect them to play in the season opener. But when you see those other running backs stepping up, obviously like Cam Skadu, I thought DeCarlos Brooks had some nice plays. Alton McCaskill, shows you like a player like that being maybe the fourth or fifth running back on the depth chart. That shows us incredible depth that the running back room for the Sun Devils does have. So I think there's definitely a lot of good things that we saw from the offense. Again, I know a lot of people are going to talk about the defense today, and rightfully so. There were some moments for the offense you just want to see them maybe take care of the ball better, which was said might not now bring the complaints about why the defense taking the ball away. But overall, I think the offense, you and I have been here since Wednesday. I think this is probably the offense's best performance. Even though they had all those turnovers, I just felt that we're moving the ball in much more efficiency than they had in the preceding 3 days of Camp Tontozona scrimmage. But make no mistake about it, the offense definitely has to clean up their turnovers. That's something that even when they were not playing all that great during Camp T, we really didn't see it all that much. And today the turnovers really reared their ugly head. So definitely something to clean up for the offense. But again, there definitely were some good spots. Sam Levitt, I think this separates him in the competition more and more. And Trent Bourget, maybe he's making a charge in that backup quarterback position, something we didn't think that was going to happen at the beginning of fall camp.
So now ASU's headed back to Tempe. All the players, coaches, fans alike, all heading out of Camp T right now. I'm not going to lie, Hode. It's a little bittersweet, getting away from the heat, getting this breeze. I'm going to miss it, but ASU, they got an off day tomorrow, and then Monday they start work again back in Tempe. Is there anything that you saw at this camp that they could maybe fine-tune going into the season?
Well, I just think the offense, again, not to harp on the turnover issue, which, again, I really don't think was an issue at all, not only earlier in Camp T, but even the practices back in the Valley. So if this is just a fluke, an aberration, okay, fine. Then I don't think the offense really has to worry a whole lot about it. But, I think the left tackle position, I know Emmett Bully is doing a good job. I think overall you would like to see, some improvement over there. Not having such dynamic playmakers like running back Raleek Brown, like wide receiver Jordan Tyson, doesn't hurt the offense somewhat, but to see other players stepping up, like I said, a running back Alton McCaskill, at wide receiver, obviously Malik McLean. And I should mention, by the way, a true freshman, Zachariah Sample, who really was the main punt and kick return today, but also had some receptions. I think that's one player that, maybe with the injuries and some of the depth charts shuffling, can really find himself not redshirting this season. So I think those are some of the things that you really do want to look out for. But overall, I think the offense is definitely not going to be all that pleased with the film today just because of turnovers. But again, we definitely saw some great play by Sam Levitt and Trent Bourget, the tight end Shaman Matier, obviously Malik McLean. But this really has to be cleaner. As far as the defense, obviously wasn't a complete, performance, but the takeaways are definitely going to be one shining moment of the scrimmage. So the defense can show, just like the offense, that today was not a fluke, that can really be a very opportunistic unit. Again, something that was sorely missing in 2023. I think that's something that they still really have to prove themselves. But I thought the cornerback position, which definitely was a huge question mark coming into fall camp, I think slowly but surely really seeing that group come into its own. Javon Robinson and Keith Abney, like I said, had pass breakups today. Today was somewhat of a quiet day for LaTerrence Welch, but I think he was outstanding in the 3 days preceding today's scrimmage. So I think we're just seeing more and more from this cornerback group. We just want to see when the season starts a really solid two deep over there. Otherwise, and I know you and I talked about this, it's an absolute stacked defense, defensive line, linebackers, safety, depth and quality for a mile. So I think you definitely have to be very, very excited from the scene from the ASU defense. And again, the cherry on top is all the takeaways that was sorely missing in 2023. At least today, the Camp T scrimmage showed up big.
Action-packed scrimmage today, and the goal of coming to Camp T is not only to just get that action, but also to go back to Tempe more united, and it seems as if ASU has done that. This has been Justin Lastratosa and Hode Rubino. For everything exclusive Camp Tontozona, go to DevilsDigest.com. Follow Devils Digest on Twitter. We'll see you guys back in Tempe. Have a good night.